I just want to be happy. I mean, how many times have you said this? I know I've said it a lot of times. And I want to match that with another question. This question is, who is the I that wants to be happy? We continuously seek happiness because of that statement. It's just a natural cause of our ego is to seek happiness. It's basically why we take action. Even if it's going to work, we want to go to work because we want money to be happy, to be able to live, to be able to do things, be able to go to dinner, stuff like that. But if you ask the question, if we seek the answer to who is the I that wants to be happy, I think our end result will solve that question because we truly are happiness. We are happiness. We are contentment. We are complete. We are whole. We are stainless. This is what I call the mistake in sense of self identity. You know, I've been on a spiritual quest, an intentional spiritual quest for about 15 years now. And I heard this probably 15 years ago. Now, it's easy to hear something and maybe believe it's true, maybe you don't. But if you don't actually experience it, then you can't you can't just pretend like that's what it is unless you experience it. So, the mistaken sense of self identity is us being the human, being Stephen, being a male, being an electrician, being a father, being a son, being adopted, having my dad die, anything that has gone on in my life that I add on to my character, it ends up actually weighing us down and taking us away from remembering who we truly are. This reminds me of a great example in The Truman Show where they basically formed his identity for him. And when he started asking questions, he started noticing things were off, things were wrong. Uh, is they immediately sat him down with his mom and showed him his old photo album. And like, oh, look, remember you went fishing here? Oh, look, remember you were riding your bike here? You did this and that. We did that. Oh, we went to Yosemite or something like that. Or I don't know where it was, Grand Canyon or something. Um, that is telling him who he is. It's trying to quiet him down from asking the real, true questions or that trusting that gut instinct that something's off. And I think I personally have always felt something is awry. I used to think it was because I was adopted and I was obviously put into a family that I saw no connection to, no blood connection to. Uh, I realized that that's a very real thing when I actually found my parents. As soon as I actually saw my real blood dad and mother separately, they're not together, I was floored. It was an experience at 24, I don't remember how old, 24 maybe, that I'll never forget. Uh, something felt it felt so different. But I digress. The reason why I'm mentioning that is because The mistaken sense of self identity is us being this human character. So we run around and our thoughts are continuously made based off that common denominator that this is me. Now, if we flip it, right, we are spirit temporarily having a human experience. That is the truth. That is the perspective in which is available to us that will release us from this egoic burden. I, for 15 years, been on this, have understood this, and have been on this spiritual quest. So I think this is like common knowledge, but I mentioned it to like a coworker the other day, and she was floored. She had never heard this before, and I could just see the wheels starting to spin that that she was spirit temporarily having a human experience. Now, she's going to take that. It's going to register. She may not act on it until later, if ever, to actually experience that spirit. And that is the key, is to experience being whole, being complete, being pure consciousness awareness, being the observer and the partaking entity in this, that's temporarily residing in this body. But if one chooses to explore this possibility, even just exploring it, thinking about it, I do believe in meditation, in quieting the mind when the thoughts reside, that you do experience that you exist regardless of this body. It's pretty evident when we go to sleep, we still exist. Something's going on there. Uh, so that is a key factor to actually spending more time from that perspective than from the ego perspective. That's You're going to oscillate back and forth. No matter how good you get, you're going to oscillate back and forth because being human feels very damn real. The five senses make this feel so real. It sends us signals where we on autopilot have reactions to, and that can definitely get you caught up in this human grind again. Uh, so I do believe the best thing for that is to meditate every day, because that's what I call dipping your toe in the water of infinite consciousness. If it's fresher in your mind, then you'll know when shit hits the fan and you're at work, you might you might have enough space in between whatever's happening to remember that, and then you can respond. Right? This is only temporary. This is this is not going to last forever. This is not me. This is an experience. These are passing through emotions. These are passing through mental states. The correct identity as a unit of consciousness will allow you and give you the strength to overpower these mental states, these emotional states. And that, is really the root of all of our problems. And it can be solved. It's unfortunate that we are so distracted that we seek this happiness. I want to be happy. We seek this happiness first before we attempt to understand the I. And that, is probably strategic why it's never taught to us and never explained in school. And, I don't think systems that are in place are out to actually empower the individual. Um, they'd rather you identify as your ego. So, my message to you in this YouTube video is to explore that. Dip your toe in the water. See if you can quiet the mind and still exist. And that, once you get a taste of that, once you get a taste of knowing that you are pure awareness, then you can truly live free. And then we can really play the game of life. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.